We planned on this, so we're 24 feet high at the eaves here. Definitely planned on having a second story. If I had to do it again, I probably could have stepped it down a little bit in here. But I mean, we're talking going vertical, we're not talking about that much.
It's worth it. Dude, well worth it.
I've still got to build onto this. All this stuff does not need to be inside. Like the Unicorn Dodge, it needs to stay inside.
That's new.
Yeah, this is something that nobody has. So this is the new 2023 Honda Pioneer 1006. Nobody has this.
Really?
Nobody. There's probably, you can't even get them from Honda just yet. This is a demo loaner from Honda right now that we're testing out and playing with on the farm. It's due for its first service. This is what we'll be riding around in here in just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's due for its first service. Just kind of running it through the farm paces, and hopefully we'll be able to buy it once our loan period is over. But really nice. It's the 1006, which means you're in a YouTuber's place when you got 5
camera stands,
tripods.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. 9 on my GoPro.
Yeah.
Really like that.
This one's a 10. It works.
They're about 10 and 9 are just about tit for tat. So we'll ride up here in the mud. So this thing is cool. It has 4-wheel drive, diff lock, 2-wheel drive, and turf mode, so you don't tear up your yard.
Oh, what is that? What is turf mode? Is it slowing it up to the wheels?
One wheel.
Oh, that's nice.
Turns, yeah. So the water system was put in this past year, pretty much this past summer. These are the tire water tanks. Each tire water tank has a goldfish in it to help sanitize.
We got the same thing.
Yeah.
How did they get that to not leak out of the bottom?
They is me, and I.
Did you do a video on that?
Yep.
All right, I gotta go back.
But the leak, I don't think I did a video on. So when I set it, I set it down. I put a good foundation around it. I poured the concrete in there like you see on every YouTube video known to man. And what it did, it filled up and leaked. Filled up and leaked. Just keeps on leaking down, which is good to keep warmer water in if you have freezing issues, but not good if you want to keep a dry area around your water tank.
Yeah.
So what I did, I've got some Flex, you've heard of Flex Seal product.
I use it.
They make Flex Paste. Flex Paste was 1 container of Flex Paste sealed around the where the concrete meets the tire. So there was just a slight little gap in there, and that Flex Paste sealed it all off, and I haven't had a leak problem since.
Did you originally set the tire just on top of the concrete thinking it was gonna seal?
So underneath this is screenings, rock dust or whatever. I went in and I tamped it down really good, laid it down in there, and then poured the concrete in extra wet in there, sealed it off, troweled it off. I've got a drain in the center which runs off to the side. I've got a valve. You can see that little cap over there.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got a valve over there that I can shut. I think that valve goes to that. Yeah. Man, it just something doesn't look right. Look at that real quick.
Let's look at it. Whoops.
I could be wrong, but it looks like the valve is not over here. It looks like Joshy hit that with the mower. So somewhere.
That's right there.
There it is.
There you are.
Okay, so if you clip it with a mower, evidently it'll sling it off.
It'll launch it.
Yep. Note to self. Next time.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't be a dummy. So anyway, inside here, originally I had decided, you see a bowling ball in there.
Yeah, there is a bowling ball in there.
So originally, here's what my thought process was. I'll take this bowling ball, and I'll put this bowling ball inside here, and I'll take some RTV. There's a goldfish. I'll take some.
He's getting big.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I'll take some RTV, and I'll RTV my bowling ball in there. And that way, if a calf gets over in here and can't get out, it won't drown because it'll kick the bowling ball off, and the drain will drain the tank. Now the water will be running, but the cow will still be alive.
Whoa.
So,
okay, that's good thinking, Josh.
Yeah, that was my thought process there. Now, in reality, did it work?
Did you get a calf in here?
I have not got a calf in here yet. In reality, I have it taken off right now because I couldn't get a good seal with the bowling ball. So the next one I build, I need to make the attachment point just a little higher than the concrete, so I can get my bowling ball in there. I'll rub it with that orange RTV.
Yeah.
Set the bowling ball in there, clean the bowling ball real good, set it down in there, and then the drain for the tank is down here. It runs out of the tank.
Okay.
Right there, and it's got a cap on it. So ideally, right now it's just capped off and it's full of water.
So you need to put something on it to...
Yeah, ideally I need to put something on there to keep it from...
a check valve, something that would... Well, I'll have to think about
that. You need it to flow outward, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some thought process here, and one day I'll come out and a light bulb will go off in my head and be like, that's
put it right here. So is that where that post is always going to be?
Yeah. So
come up next to it with a piece of PVC that's higher than the height of your water. And so let's say you got an overflow.
Yeah.
Up here, let's say just too much water coming in, it's going to overflow right here as opposed to right there.
Well, I'll never have too much water coming in because you got the float valve in there, right?
Right, okay.
The mega float valve. But we do need a way. So it's set up now so I can clean it. So I can get in there with a brush, I can drain the tank down, and I can get in with a brush.
That's
and clean
important.
However, that system is yet to be perfected. What I did have a calf get into a water tank one time and it drowned in this much water, and it was a small Tartar farm and ranch tank. If a cow can drown, a calf can drown in that much water, then you know.
Oh, he's going to drown in that for sure.
So we just got to think about that, and that's why these PVC bars are across here right now. And this is kind of a temporary solution, but it works, and it keeps the cows from trying to get over in there. If we didn't have calves, it would not be a problem at all.
I think this is cool.
And this is buried up about 8 inches. It did freeze this year when we got down to 0. I did have about 6 inches. You know about water freezing.
Oh my gosh, buddy.
I had a solar bubbler in here, solar fish tank bubbler.
Yeah.
And it just did not work. They just, cheap Chinese garbage, just didn't work. So. But,
what about salt? Salt in a milk jug or something. Salt water in a milk jug.
Yeah, I've heard that'll work.
I don't know.
But it doesn't get that cold here that often, and literally the cows have not been over here in the winter. Yeah.
So, for me, it's constant moving water. If that water's moving, it's not going to freeze.
Yeah.
Well, it will freeze, but just depends on how much it's moving.
Yeah.
If you just got a little bit of movement, it's going to freeze. You got a lot of movement, you're okay.
Yeah. Because
my big tanks, my big rings are
huge.
They're me to you.
Yeah.
You actually, kids can get there and swim in it.
Yeah.
Basically. And they don't freeze.
They're concrete.
Yeah, they're concrete. Yeah. They're stinking heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my water project now.
Okay.
And I've developed one spring, and I've got some other stuff to do, and it's working.
Well, if you've got spring water, so where you live, man, you got huge amounts of drop. So you've got water moving off that mountain all the time. You can develop a spring, put a spring house in, have a water pipe running right down, bam, you're covered. I mean, you're good to go. Unless it gets down to like 10 below 0, you're probably not going to have, especially if you have an 1.25 inch poly, it's not going to freeze.
That's right.
And you can run right along the ground if you want to.
I am right now. Yeah. It's on top of the ground.
Right. So you can do that. Where I'm at here, I don't have a lot of forest that doesn't get treaded on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can't leave it on top of the ground or I'll hit it. Ask me how I know. I've done it.
That thing's got a radio in it?
It does.
Wow.
Yep. I don't ever listen to it.
I don't either. I used to listen to earbuds.
That's it. I just on it when I'm outside. Well, most of the time I'm out, I'm filming. So that's the water tank up there.
Oh yeah.
Look at that in a sec.
Yeah, cool.
So this is temporary fencing for this area. Sometimes you just have to build something temporary in order to think your way through what's going to be the most viable solution to what problem. You know, I don't know what problem this is going to have until I run it for a year or so.
we have temporary fencing around our chicken house because my cows kept getting in the chicken house.
Yeah.
Ask me how. That's crazy.
So this is the solar setup. All 8 solar panels are in use right now. It's from Lorentz Solar. This is a pile of mulch. It just looks like a pile of mulch, but underneath that pile of mulch is the big insulated well cover. When we had that cold snap, I worried because this doesn't pump when the sun's not shining. It's going to get cold when the sun's not shining.
And then there's water in there.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a 40-gallon, great old big 40-gallon pressure tank in there, and all that I just buried it in mulch so it stayed warm and it never froze, and we didn't have any pipes freezing and busting and stuff. A little ounce of prevention.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's cool.
Inside here, keep the water hose going, so I'm looking where I was working. So inside here is the Lorentz control box. Can you see that? That means it's disconnected. It's not pumping right now because our pressure sensor currently has it shut off. This connects via Bluetooth to your tablet, so you can get in here with your tablet and find out exactly how much water the cows have drank today, last week, last month, how much they drank on a hot summer day versus how much they drank in the winter time. Everything is the data is all in this computer, in this box. On the other side of things, all your solar is all set up, ready to go. It's pumping only when the sun shines. So if we get, the most I've seen is like 5 cloudy days. Now I just had 4 solar panels before. Now with the full 8 solar panels, it'll pump on a cloudy day. Before, it would not pump on a cloudy day because it has a sensor, which is right here, that senses how much light. It's an irradiation sensor. So it sensed how much light, and we didn't want to run a low voltage situation.
Oh, you burn a pump, wouldn't you?
Right, you burn your pump up prematurely. So that tells me we're disconnected. Our pressure switch is engaged right now. So that tells me I have no leaks.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I can come up here and say, man, what the heck's going on here, man? This cattle waterer, it's a 3/4 of a mile away, the last one. That's a lot of pipe. You know that. 3/4 of a mile of pipe.
That's a lot of pipe.
A mile of pipe in the ground here.
How'd you do it?
Trencher and manual labor.
That's why you're so skinny, right?
That's it, king of the forest. So yeah, I just started trenching out from here and went whichever direction. So this was the first waterer I installed. The next one is another waterer. My idea here was to pump from the well to the tank. From the tank, it falls via gravity to everywhere else. There's only one waterer that's above the tank, and it's out in the middle of that pasture right there. So everything else is fed by gravity, and really it is all fed by gravity. Water table's at 24 feet. It's just got to overcome that 24 feet, and it goes via gravity to the rest of it.
Yeah, I don't think this would work where we are.
No?
No, it's, I don't know. My well's 1,200 feet.
1,200 feet deep?
Yeah.
Woo! Dude,
I'm good to have another one done.
I've got 13 gallons a minute here. The other well for the house is 2. My neighbor up here just drilled a well. They went 150 feet and hit 100 gallons a minute.
What?
Yeah. 100 gallons a minute. That'll feed a hospital.
Yes, not around where we live. I'm putting on a neck brace.
You got water bubbling out of the ground everywhere.
We don't.
No?
No. My spring dried up last year and it's running low now. So we use our well for our house and it runs the rest of the farm. But most of the time, it's spring fed. Everything's spring fed.
Gotcha. Water tank. And I got a water bottle stuck in there just to put the hole. But
I like that.
That water tank is 1,500 gallons of good, clean, awesome water. There's a valve up there, so if I run out of water anywhere, I can turn that valve on and it feeds the whole farm.
Did you get that from like Home Depot?
That is a Northern Tool and Equipment. I think it was $1,200.
That's a deal.
Find them.
Yeah, I can't use it on my farm. Well, it's not that I can't use it, but I probably could. I'm going with the bury submergible ones, or the ones you can bury completely.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna set mine up with.
You need it because of your climate there.
It's cold. Man, it's cold.
Yeah. Right over here, I'll show you the pond I built.
I don't think I've seen that.
I built 2 ponds. This one I built 100% made. And the other one in front of the house, I didn't build it 100% me. I had a guy. I got $2,000 in that pond over there in front of the house, which is nothing.
That's a nice looking pond.
Yeah, this is my catfish pond.
Is there catfish in it?
There are.
Really?
Yep. There are nice catfish. And they're breeding. We've got some good catfish habitat in there for them to breed. So yeah, it won't come down.
Well, the torques.
Fence line is getting ready to come from the corner here and run up through, and I'm fencing in this little section of planted pines, and that'll add 35 acres of fenced-in property.
Where's the section, Josh, that you did on your video of clearing your land? It was like a year or 2 ago. You cleared with a guy with an excavator, and you were running something. Were you running the excavator?
Yeah. So I was running the excavator. He was running the loader.
Okay.
So if you look at this field was clear. Okay. So this was there were 7 acres cleared on this 60-acre tract of land. This was one of the fields, and this was an old tobacco field.
Okay.
When I bought the land, it was still plowed, and I had to come in and smooth it out. Where you see the broom straw,
Yeah.
this was woods. This was forest. So everything from this point right here to your left, every bit of it was woods. Every bit. That field over there is all
Maybe
forest.
that's the field over there.
Probably what you're talking about. We'll go over there. When we get done riding around, you'll be like, man, this place seems bigger than 150 acres.
You can see yours. Well, you can see mine too, but it's straight up.
Well, where we're going is, see where that cleared spot is, that clear cut over there?
Yeah.
That's where we're headed.
That's your land?
That will be soon.